Disney CEO Bob Iger recently came out and stated that, after their continued massive failures, be it with their programs, movies, parks, you name it, that he wants Disney to quiet the noise regarding the culture war. Not get out of it, and I'll make that very clear. Not get out of it, but just quiet the noise. I'm going to go through a little bit of what he had to say, and then I'm going to break down for you exactly why that ain't going to be happening. Let's get into this article here from Bounding into Comics. Report: the Walt Disney Company CEO Bob Iger wants to quiet the noise regarding culture war issues because they are not healthy for Disney's business. Oh gee, if only someone had told you that years ago. Let's see. Needham financial analyst Laura Martin recently attended a 120-person investor event at Walt Disney World and reported on September 20th that during this event, Bob Iger explicitly stated he wanted to quiet the noise on culture war issues. I wonder if that has anything to do with Disney's stock dropping to record lows. Maybe. In Martin's report, which she provided to Bounding Into Comics, she explained that Iger believes content should be entertaining, not issues focused. Furthermore, she detailed that Iger's key goal is to quiet the noise because culture wars are not healthy for Disney's business. Now, here's the thing. Bob Iger is really the man responsible for a lot of the nonsense that Disney is going through. A lot of all this war crap started under his tenure. And then you had Bob Chapek come in, and then Bob Iger basically held a coup to take over again and all of this. Okay. The problem with it, no, like I said, he says about quieting the noise, not getting out of this whole culture war woke garbage shit. He just said quiet the noise. So basically he said that, they're still going to be in it, but they just don't want it to be quite as loud as and prominent. That is crap. Because let me tell you why that won't happen. The main reason why that will never happen is because of the people Disney has working there. Disney staff is made up of some of the most wokest individuals to walk the face of the earth. These are the people. When Bob Chapek said that, when they were talking about all this this bill that they had in Florida and all that, and he said, we're an entertainment company, we don't want to get into that. They basically almost rioted and picketed outside the building, all kind of stuff, to get him to roll over and say, well, you know what? Let me take your side. And that whole thing became a giant disaster. Because that is who these people are. And because you let them in the door, they have no intention of going anywhere. Of literally going. I mean, people keep talking about, how they should get rid of Kathleen Kennedy because she's destroying Star Wars and all kind of thing. Let's say that they get rid of Kathleen Kennedy today. Who are they going to replace her with tomorrow? Somebody who is well entrenched in what she's doing, because Kathleen Kennedy has hired people who wholeheartedly support everything that she has to do. Everything that she's planning to do, everything that she's done, that is who she has hired. And all they could replace this person with is somebody who's going to follow exactly what they want to do. That is it. You have to understand, when the precedent is set for this, nobody's going to look to change. I mean, okay, let me give you an example for this. So now, as I said before, I was a member of the police service in my country, Trinidad and Tobago. And I could tell you something here. I could tell you something here. There are people who get promoted in the police service not based on how many criminals they've locked up, cases they've solved, things that they have actually done to do a betterment in the entire community that they work in, No, that doesn't happen because there are people who sit there for years before they ever get promoted. Years. I remember one of the superintendents and them who was one of the superintendents said that he was in this office for like 20 years before he got his first promotion. That is it. But you know how a lot of them, do you know how a lot of them got promotions and all kind of stuff? When they needed to get promotions from these superintendents and the other people and all kind of stuff, is who there was up underneath, who behind there was kissing, who behind there was licking, all kind of stuff. I mean, they actually had officers going home by seniors' houses. You understand me? To paint their house, to mix concrete, to put up this, all kind of thing like that, just to get promotion. That is what they were doing. And that practice has went on, because has continued on for years. And when we got somebody who came in and decided, you know what, we're going to change this system and people are actually going to be promoted on the work that they do. They couldn't wait to get rid of that person to go right back to doing what they have always done. And that is exactly the problem that is going to continue in Disney, because they have let these people in. And as far as they're in now, if you don't think like them, vote like them, follow the same craziness that they are following, run now whatever nonsense they're running now, jump on them bandwagon and just be as completely brain dead as they are. They will actively look to fire you, and not just fire you, destroy you. That is what they do. So Bob Chapek coming out and saying, they want to quiet the noise, all kind of thing. Oh, make it seem like, he wants to get out of this all kind of thing. You can't get out of it. You need to understand that you are stuck in it. That's what you're going to do. You have no way out of that right now. You are literally stuck in this nonsense for the rest of your life. That's what's going on with it. That is what's going on. Disney has insisted that this is the road that they want to go down. Let's continue on here and see about what other things they're talking about. Right. On Disney Plus front, the company is still pushing the culture war agenda with the upcoming Percy Jackson and the Olympian series on Disney Plus. The series creator Rick Riordan recently defended his and the company's decision to replace a number of characters by claiming it was so that everyone could look at this series and see themselves. You see that one line? If we could look at this series and see themselves, that has destroyed so much entertainment you would not believe. No, there was a time that you would say, okay, we want people from Brazil to see themselves on the big screen by having their movie that they have done in Brazil featured at some film festival. There was a time that was it. I was like, okay, yes, when I see that, all right, good. That has since gone the way of the dinosaurs now, where you are actually going in to establish stories and bold-facedly race-changing characters, and then telling people, if they don't love this, they're all a bunch of racists. That's what they're doing. You have Rick Riordan, or they're saying, he created the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. He designed these characters and everything. And because he has been well paid, I'm sure, he's obviously, well, you know what? These characters who have been race changed, I am embodying these characters, and so that everybody could see themselves. People do not like these things, and there are certain stories that Disney doing this to that have certain cultural references with them that people don't like you messing with. I mean, look at the Little Mermaid, for instance, that came out just long ago, flopped massively at the box office. That's a Danish fairy tale. It doesn't get much whiter than that. But when you go in there and literally change the story, you understand me? Change the race of the character, and then telling people, you're supposed to love this. And when China says to you that, they are not going to support your blatant race changing and literal bastardization of the story. You decide to call the whole country a bunch of racists. Are you out of your mind? Why would you do that? You need China's money. But this is what you're doing. It's the same thing like what happened with the Cleopatra series, well, docu-series or whatever. You decided to literally race change a historical figure to a black woman because you wanted to. And when the country that she's from spoke up against it, you call the entire country a bunch of racists. What the hell is wrong with you people? These stories have certain cultural references to them, and people don't like you shitting with their culture. Look at the upcoming Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, because you can't have seven dwarfs because that's a problem. You understand me? Snow White can't have skin as white as snow. No. She has to be played by Rachel Zegler, who is out there telling everybody that, you know, the original Snow White story was absolute about that garbage shit, and what they're doing now is much better. So you are supposed to love this. You don't take any kind of appreciation to say anything with regards to it. And the thing about it is that the son of the man who directed the original Snow White movie, that the director and Walt did that. And the thing was that the Snow White animated movie was the first animated movie that Disney put out, and Walt borrowed a lot of money and bet hard on that, and because it was such a success, everything came after that. The son of the original director called them out and said that, you know, what they're planning to do with this new Snow White god awful remake is crap, and that you know, his father and Walt would be turning in their graves at this. Now, I would think he would be a person who knows exactly what, because his father and Walt Disney worked on it. But what do? Call him racist. That's it. You keep screwing with things you have no business screwing with, and fans are sick and tired of that shit. And instead of saying, you know what, let's take a step back and do what it is we're supposed to do. No. It's not difficult. If you want to tell a mermaid story about a black mermaid, there are stories out there about black mermaids, or you could tell an original story. You could do that. All that money that they spent on that Little Mermaid god-awful remake, they could have spent that exact same money to make an original mermaid story. But no. They decided, you know what, let's go in there, race change this character, change the whole story, and then tell you, listen, if you don't like this, you're a racist bastard. They're doing the same thing with the Snow White story, and that is pretty much guaranteed to fail. Because you won't stop. You literally will not stop when it comes to anything. No, listen to this part here. I want to read here. This so-called diversity agenda that Riordan was exposed as a racist anti-white agenda by Emily Goldstein in a Thought Catalog article back in 2015. Listen to this very carefully. Goldstein declared, diversity is about getting rid of white people, and that's a good thing. Jesus Christ. Wow. Continues on. I'm extremely glad that the white race is dying, and you should be too. Somebody really needs to look this woman up, honestly. White people do not have a right to exist. Oh Lord, I actually read in this. Period. That's what she said. White people do not have a right to exist. Period. That may sound like a bold statement, but it's entirely true. Any white person with even the faintest knowledge of history should curse themselves every single day for being white. So basically what you're telling people is that if you're born white, something that you have absolutely no control over. You understand me? The same way nobody has any control over being born African, Indian, Asian, anything on the whole. They have absolutely no control over it. But what you're saying is that if you are born white, you should curse yourself for it. Because white people don't deserve to exist. You understand me? And she's glad that the white race is dying. These are the kind of people influencing Disney. And you wonder why it's going straight in the freaking crapper. She also asserted diversity is indeed white genocide. And white genocide is exactly what the world needs more than anything else. Lord have mercy. This is just basically, literal racist black propaganda reverse. That's it. But no, you don't see anything wrong with that. You see, there was a point in time where it was, you should learn from history and not repeat it. You should not repeat it. What you should do is say, listen, I'm learning this lesson from history. What has happened, we learn from it and we try to be better. No, you're out there now saying that, you know what, all white people, none of the white people that are alive now had anything to do with what happened 200, 300, 1,000 years ago. None of them had anything to do with that. But they should all die because you're a sick, racist psychopath. That's it. They should all die for that. And then they talk about the whole Reimagine Tomorrow, which is just basically one giant anti-white work. And then they want to talk about the company is also actively grooming Park guests by allowing men to dress up in drag as women at the Bibbidi Boppidi boutique at Disneyland. Yeah, all of this crazy nonsense is happening right there, and they're acting like men dressed like women at these god-awful things, going in there. Check this man in that running drag with people there. God have mercy. This is what you're doing. This is what you are doing. What you're out there talking about, you want to quiet the noise about all of this nonsense. No, you can't get out of it now, Bob Iger, because the people you have hired are literally entrenched in this, and they have no intention whatsoever of going anywhere at all. They intend to burn this company to the ground and then dance on the ashes of it. And I, for one, am perfectly happy to watch Disney burn, because they are no longer any kind of family brand for anything. Nobody can really trust this company with anything anymore. And you all have nobody to blame for that but yourselves. You invited the vampires in. And as you all clearly know, there's nothing more dangerous than when you let a vampire into your house. It renders you powerless. And that is what you all are. Bob Iger may be CEO, but it's not a damn thing he could do about it, because I've said this before. When it comes to companies like DC Comics and things, fire them all. That's the only way you can do anything about it. If Bob Iger has any common sense, which you know he really doesn't, because they already have to put 2 more years of his crap. But if he had any common sense at all, and any management at Disney had any common sense at all, fire every last employee and then bring in people with some common sense who actually want to continue to make Disney an actual family-oriented company and actually have things going good for them. That's what you do. But no, you don't want to do that. You want to bring in a bunch of sick individuals whose only thought in life is just to ruin every damn thing. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. I have a different opinion. I'd love to hear it. If you like the video, so hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell if I ever put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.